Lamar Alexander voted yes on the internet tax bill. Lamar Alexander voted no on Rand Paul's budget, which would have balanced the budget in 5 years and replaced the current tax code with a flat tax code, and fundamentally reform entitlement programs by getting rid of certain bureaucratic offices within the federal government. Lamar Alexander voted yes on the fiscal cliff tax hike bill that raised income taxes, death taxes, capital gains taxes, dividend taxes, and payroll taxes at a cost of over $600 billion to the United States taxpayer. Lamar Alexander voted no on earmarks. Lamar Alexander voted yes on cash for clunkers. Lamar Alexander voted for bailouts for banks and voted on a no on amendment that would prohibit tax-funded payer auto bailouts. Finally, he voted yes to bail out Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Lamar Alexander voted yes and co-sponsored the immigration bill that provided amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants at a cost of $40 billion. He voted yes to proceed with a bill in 2013, sponsored by Harry Reid, limiting our Second Amendment rights. He voted no on ending green energy subsidies. He voted no on a resolution disapproving of Obama's job-killing, coal-killing industry resolution act. Lamar Alexander voted no on term limits. By the way, in Lamar's little plaid book, has anybody got Lamar's little plaid book? Andrew, hold one of those up. Everybody see that? Anybody got one of those? Okay, Lamar published thousands of them. On page 297, in Lamar's little plaid book, he says, serve 2 terms, this is a quote, serve 2 terms and get out. In his plaid book.
Read his own writing.
It's his own writing. Page 297. But he voted no on term limits. He voted yes on unions. He voted yes to confirm Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Sotomayor is noted for one thing and one thing only: fighting against the Second Amendment to the extent that it becomes irrelevant. As a matter of fact, she agreed with a dissenting opinion that said the Second Amendment is not an individual right that cannot be usurped by state and local governments through rule, regulation, or ordinance. Now, to put that in context, it's a right, okay? He voted to confirm Tom Perez as Secretary of Labor. Why is that a big deal? Because in the Supreme Court just recently ruled they struck down DOMA, the Defensive Marriage Act. Everybody remember that? But in so doing, the court said, we're going to revert that decision back to the states. That's a state issue. In 2008, Tennessee passed an amendment to the Constitution that defined a marriage as what? One man and one woman. So now we got the Secretary of Labor, because he was confirmed by Lamar Alexander, doing an end around on Tennessee's constitutional definition of a marriage, which is one man and one woman. He voted to confirm John Kerry and Chuck Hagel to Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State. And finally, and most recently, I believe Thursday or Friday, I'm not sure what today is. Today's Saturday, isn't it? I think it was Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. Just recently, he voted to confirm Samantha Power. And Samantha Power is most notable for saying we need to quit giving money to support Israel in defense of radical Islam and instead give that money to Palestinians so they can establish a state. So those are the kinds of decisions Lamar Alexander's making, representing us. The question is, do those views, do those principles, do those values, do those votes reflect our values and our principles, I don't believe they do, and that's why we're here to